Urban farming is the practice of cultivating, processing, and distributing food within or around urban areas. Once primarily a rural activity, urban farming has seen a surge in popularity over the past 10 to 15 years, driven by rapid urbanization and the need for local food sources. This shift has been especially significant as concerns about food security have grown, particularly in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. In cities like Singapore, urban farming has emerged as a crucial solution, transforming rooftops, vacant lots, and even public housing estates into productive spaces that bring fresh, local food closer to urban communities. In Singapore, urban farms are not only sources of fresh produce but also play an essential role in supporting food self-sufficiency and sustainability. These farms make the most of limited space, innovating with unique cultivation methods that integrate food production into the heart of urban life. This documentary takes you inside Singapore's urban farms to explore how they navigate challenges of space and resources, provide guided tours that deepen public awareness of food origins, and build a sustainable path forward for the nation's food security. Singapore's rapid urbanization has led to limited land resources and the repurposing of some schools, creating unique opportunities for urban farms. City Sprouts is one such example. Once an abandoned school, Henderson Secondary has now been transformed into a vibrant farm, breathing new life into the local community. City Sprouts at the center, using the former campus grounds to create a community space ideal for families and educational activities. Here, different areas offer rich learning experiences, with families and students participating in various activities through the farm's Learning Journey programs. The farm's Sustainability Center becomes a focal point in our footage, a platform for community education and interaction, showcasing how self-sufficiency can be achieved in limited space. City Sprouts leader shares how these facilities help residents understand the importance of sustainable agriculture, fostering a deeper appreciation for local cultivation and environmental stewardship. This farm is more than just a place to grow food, it is a hub for education and community connection.
I think, like what we have shared before we start the farm tour, we are very much educational space. And what we want to encourage people out of our learning journeys and education is, support the local. Support the local farmers, understand what the efforts they put in to grow their own produce and provide out to the market. That's one way we try to bring this kind of knowledge and awareness out. And then, with us being a space and the large community that we outreach to, that is where we want to build up the awareness building, let everyone know that these are all available, and these are our efforts towards the development.
In Singapore, urban farms are not only places for food production but also hubs for community education and interaction. At City Sprouts, the farm's Learning Journey program gives visitors a first-hand look at rice cultivation. Standing by the rice paddies, the guide explains, "In this small field, we can only harvest around 3 kilograms of rice each season, while our demand for food far exceeds this output." Through this immersive experience, City Sprouts helps people understand the challenges of food self-sufficiency, encouraging a deeper awareness of where our food comes from. Bollywood Veggies, on the other hand, is renowned for its organic farming and ecological management practices. Here, a natural irrigation pond sustains the crops without chemical fertilizers. The tilapia fish in the pond help control mosquitoes and provide natural nutrients for the plants, demonstrating an interconnected ecosystem. The farm offers families and students an authentic experience of sustainable farming, showing how food can be grown healthily without chemical intervention. Bollywood Veggies representative explains that through this approach, the farm aims to inspire visitors with the importance of organic and environmentally friendly practices. At Natopia Community Garden, community members are free to pick what they need. The garden was created to be an open, shared space, showcasing how traditional landscapes can be transformed into edible, sustainable gardens. The garden's founder notes that by actively participating, residents not only enjoy fresh food but also learn to recycle food waste into organic fertilizer, promoting environmental awareness and sustainable living practices.
The purpose of doing these sort of small decentralized farms is to grow food that people can utilize by the community, and sort of demonstrating an alternative way for farming. Right? Because we always think of farming that has to be big commercial farms, but actually small is beautiful. When you have small gardens, you can have more control of crops. You can utilize more parts of crops. Like earlier, you tried the flowers of basil. You tried different parts, but usually in the supermarket we only eat the leaves. But now you can eat the flowers, you can eat the seeds. So you can utilize more parts of the plant, which is more sustainable. And there are also many other plants that you can grow in this kind of space that you can't grow commercially.
City Sprouts has developed a unique operating model that not only fosters community interaction but also supports the farm's sustainability. The farm's manager explains that they sustain their operations by renting land to small-scale farmers and gardening enthusiasts, allowing individuals to cultivate their own crops. This approach turns City Sprouts into a community hub while providing a stable revenue source for the farm.
所以这个就是您租来的，就专门来。
对，租金是500。
哦，一个月500。哦。
一般像好像我这样啊，种都是为了赚钱。打发时间。对。赚钱是不可能的。连本都每个月都拿不回来。
哦。那其他在这个农场的农民也是？
就是跟您一样退休的，还是？
没有啊，有的是来玩。
哦，有的
是就是他们自己的，
就是
这样放工啊，来这边聊一下，星期六、星期天啊，还是那个假期了就在这边。
哦。
新加坡最适合种什么？新加坡的天气。
什么都不适合。
什么都不适合。
你最重要个人啊，他喜欢种什么就种什么，不要说你不会种，对，没时间，不是不会，比较年轻一点的吧 ，OK。如果你捏一下，这个全部摘下来了，我就给它晒干，变成这样，放在里面，OK。然后到时候这个切掉，放水啊，买一个这个，如果这个长一点的，好像这个，我就反过来切掉，然后好像一个盖掉。
At Bollywood Veggies, a unique farm-to-table model sustains both the farm and its on-site restaurant. Freshly harvested produce goes directly from field to plate, creating a self-sustaining ecosystem. This approach reduces transport costs and gives each dish a distinct, seasonal character. The farm also serves as an educational space, where visitors learn about sustainable practices and organic farming.
Yeah, so for education, we do like school tours. So mostly like we get like excursions, field trip. Yeah, so schools will inquire with us to do a field trip here in the farm. So mostly we will get like preschools. Yeah, so what we do, we will do a guided tour. It's like the one I did with you guys, but slightly longer. Yes, a guided tour, and then they will have like a potting activity or salad making activity, and then we will provide them snacks here.
In a specialized indoor mushroom farm in Singapore, advanced sterile environments and precise equipment create optimal conditions for mushroom growth. In the incubation room, we observe spores gradually developing into mycelium within a contamination-free space. This sterile process is essential, as even the smallest pollutant can affect growth and quality. The farm's manager explains each step, from mycelium cultivation to growth chamber management.
Part of the mushroom that grows, and you can see it is actually the roots of the mushroom. Yeah, so its only purpose is actually to break down its food source. And in nature, where you see mushroom growing, right, is usually on the tree logs that are often dead trees. So actually this is an artificial tree log that we created. This mushroom bag, it contains timber waste, and then we mix it in with like coffee grounds. You can use that kind of waste. We can use soybean waste also, and it creates a very nutritious food source for the mushrooms. So the mycelium will, over a few weeks, sometimes months, consume the whole waste product, and then it will become fully white. And once it's fully white, that's when we will put it into our growing chamber. Later I'll show you guys, and that's where the mushrooms will grow. At this stage, you can use rice husk, you can use oats, we use millets over here, and essentially we add in the mycelium inside here, and over a few weeks also it will become fully white. But the good thing about this is that it's more nutritious, and then it's granular, so it's very easy for us to break it up and then scatter a little bit into every single bag, and that's where the mycelium jumps off. That's the mycelium. So from here we will see what characteristics are ideal, and then we will cut out a small wedge, and then we put them into the grain, and then that's how it grows. Yeah. When you grow them on a petri dish, this is how you can see. It's like a lab. You can see any bacteria, any mold that's growing. It's easy to see. But you can also grow it in a 3-dimensional fashion, because this is 2-dimensional. You can grow the mycelium 3-dimensional also, and then it looks like this. Look at it. This is the mycelium that's growing. It grows faster inside. So this is just a nutrient-rich media for the mycelium to grow.
We then enter the growing area, showcasing a variety of mushrooms, from vibrant pink oyster mushrooms to unique, exotic species. This highly specialized cultivation model not only yields high-quality produce but also enhances economic efficiency, offering fresh, diverse options for urban consumers. It demonstrates how innovative techniques can meet the city's demand for locally grown produce within limited space.
Popular for its bright red color. The flavor is actually like bacon and turkey ham. Yeah. It's a wonderful mushroom. It's a tropical species. It's a golden oyster mushroom. It will become very, very bright golden yellow color. So our business model is simple. We grow mushrooms in our farm, and we sell these fresh gourmet mushrooms to hotels, restaurants and chefs who are looking for these kind of fresh produce. On top of that, we also sell mushroom grow kits for household consumers. The household consumers can buy this mushroom grow kit, grow mushrooms from the comfort of their own home in as easy as 7 days.
In Singapore, urban farms like City Sprouts face significant challenges due to high land and labor costs. Limited space and the pressures of urban infrastructure require innovative solutions to make farming viable. Here, we see the vertical farming racks and greenhouses that help maximize the available land. The farm's manager explains that, while these systems allow them to grow more in a restricted area, the setup and maintenance costs are substantial. Every square meter is valuable, and optimizing it is essential for sustaining operations. To further enhance sustainability, City Sprouts employs techniques rooted in the concept of a circular economy. For example, organic waste from the farm is composted and repurposed to nourish new crops, creating a self-sustaining loop that minimizes waste and promotes food security. This closed-loop system is a vital part of the farm's strategy to build resilience and resource efficiency. By integrating these methods, City Sprouts demonstrates how urban farms can not only overcome spatial limitations but also contribute to a sustainable and secure food future. However, despite these innovations, significant challenges remain.
I think being a farm, we are facing things like pests, rats issues. They are still very, very prominent. Not saying that entirely we are in an urban area, we do away with all of these natural elements. But some of the key challenges we face because we're in an urban space, there are some restrictions in terms of the things that we can build on or grow on as well. But we make do with what we have. We try to optimize space as much as possible, just like that's how our concept of working is.
In Singapore, the high-density urban environment and costly land expenses have driven many urban farms to adopt vertical farming techniques to make the most of limited space. Unlike traditional flat farming, vertical farming stacks crops in layers, significantly boosting yield per square meter. This multi-layered setup mimics the structure of a natural forest, optimizing light and water usage to support efficient crop growth.
Vertical farming is different from the conventional way of vertical farming. Grow so many things at the same time, using much less energy and water compared to some of these vertical farms. This already shows you, this is already vertical, right? It's about knowing how to utilize the space. I'm growing climbers, so there's the shrubs, the chili, and then yeah, there's 3 layers here already. So you can see that it's very large and very productive. Yeah, even in a small space like this.
However, implementing this technology is no easy feat. The farm manager notes that the high cost and maintenance complexity of vertical farming equipment place substantial financial and technical strain on the farm.
Practical considerations like when they build the roof, for example, if it isn't designed to carry heavy loads, then maybe we cannot put large amount of soil and plants. So that's one challenge. Another challenge is the light availability, because edible plants need a lot of light. And many of the apartments that we live in our balconies, we don't have enough light because of the way it is being blocked by other buildings. So then it's hard to grow edible plants in some of these areas.
Additionally, local supermarket shelves are filled with a wide variety of imported fruits and vegetables, often priced more competitively.
You might have a good idea about what is sustainable to grow, but if you don't have government support or if you don't have market acceptance, if you don't have any money coming in, again it will fail. So compared to what I do now, I decided not to go into commercial farming because I feel that we don't have a problem producing food globally. Like we have an awareness problem and a food distribution problem. Yeah, like we are importing a lot of food. Singapore has no food shortage. We waste 30% of our food, so we don't have a supply problem. Yeah, so if we have no supply problem, local farms will struggle to fight. Yeah, compete with that.
In response, Fugo, a mushroom farm, has chosen to offer unique specialty products, focusing on local flavors and sustainable, high-tech cultivation methods. By doing so, they aim to provide added value that goes beyond price, appealing to consumers who prioritize sustainability and local quality.
Why we have to do it all over here? Because in indoor farming, unlike traditional farming methods, we try to have consistency and cleanliness. So this machine that he's working in front is actually called a laminar flow hood. What it does is actually it blows out very clean, sterile air. Because the air when you go into even in school, just not in your classroom or even outside here or in the taxi, in the park, air is not clean. Air always have pollen from the flowers or some bacteria and mold, just in very small quantity. So this can actually, if we work outside, it can actually contaminate the bag, and then you get like green mold, which is not what we want. So we try to work in a very, very clean environment at every stage.
At Fugo's mushroom farm, maintaining the ideal humidity is essential for optimal growth. Instead of traditional watering, the farm uses an automated humidification system that releases fine mist particles. This technology prevents water from accumulating on the mushroom caps, which could encourage bacterial growth. Sensors monitor humidity levels, activating the system as needed to create a consistently moist environment, crucial for mushrooms to thrive. This efficient, low-maintenance approach ensures high-quality produce and maximizes yield, meeting the demands of urban farming with precision and care.
It's like gold, right?
Yeah.
So this will be sent out to a restaurant tomorrow. So a lot of these mushrooms sometimes you won't see in the supermarkets in Singapore because they have a very short shelf life. So you can't really import it because when you want to import, for example, from China, maybe from the farm you have to pass to a distributor, and then by sea it takes a few days. By the time it reaches Singapore, someone still needs to pack it again before it enters the supermarket. So by then the mushrooms are already dead or not fresh.
Go bad.
So they don't bring a lot of these mushrooms. They mainly bring a lot of xiangpu or button mushrooms. This is a long shelf life, lasts for 2 months, 3 months, so easier to keep. So that's why by growing locally, we can let our customers enjoy a wider range of mushrooms with different flavors, different colors.
I'm curious about the price.
Yeah, they are more expensive than normal mushrooms. So your button mushrooms and shiitake mushrooms, you really find them around $20 per kilogram. Depends on where you get it. $15, $20 per kilogram. This one, we sell most of the mushrooms go like $35 per kilogram, up to $60, $70 per kilogram. Yeah.
Looking toward the future, Singapore's urban farms express a strong need for policy support and technological advancement. Natopia Community Garden highlights that both policy backing and technological resources are essential to sustain the high-cost vertical farming systems.
I think I look at it in two approaches. One, to support more of these sort of small-scale, I wouldn't even call this farms. I would say it's more like edible gardens where community can use to grow food. I think if we convert more of the landscaping into these spaces, then we save costs. We don't need to pay for maintenance for landscaping, save the taxpayer money, but also all of these becomes food production spaces and increases the resiliency and the citizens are running. On the other side, I understand that agriculture as a agribusiness is also something that maybe some people want to do as a bigger business, but I feel that the government should support not just traditional farms, but agribusiness as a whole. So how do you let the agribusinessman be profitable? Maybe he could be developing certain know-how in terms of like maybe developing seeds or fertilizers made in Singapore. Yeah, but not just funding the farming, because now all the funds have been put into the grants for farms to set up infrastructure for machines and equipment. But these in the end they fail because they're too expensive to operate. And I guess you all probably know about this lah. Like all the farms are closing because the financial model doesn't work. So, but it doesn't mean that we should totally close all these farms. I mean, maybe find a way that some farmers can develop their own niche, whatever it is, and maybe don't limit them to just growing bak choy. Because I know the production now is like you have to grow certain kinds of vegetables. I would say just let them grow whatever the farmer can make money. Maybe he might want to grow grapes or something really exotic. Yeah, saffron or something like that. He must be able to survive financially first.
Meanwhile, Bollywood Veggies faces unique challenges, including uncertain land lease durations and limited public transportation access, which complicate their commitment to organic and sustainable practices.
Not a lot of people know that there's a farm like this in Singapore. So that is one of the main challenges. So like I mentioned with you earlier, like all the farms that are nearby, they are all closed down because they've ended their lease. So in Singapore, you can't like completely own a land here like you can in other countries. So like the government will give you like a certain period of time and then they will take away the land. So so the government is not helping us in that point. And the other point is they also do not like charter or provide like any transport provide to them a lot of like cultural aspect as well as for the government to support us, Yes, we are like bringing communities together in a sense.
Additionally, Fugo Mushroom Farm showcases the potential of automated systems to increase yield and crop diversity, though the costs associated with high-tech equipment require further support.
Yeah, so running a business or any kind of business in Singapore is incredibly expensive and not easy. But we are thankful to have got some government support in the form of grants. We have also taken part in some competitions which we have won and obtained some grant money from it. I think, particularly for the farming industry, some further kind of support that I would like to see from the government includes subsidized rental, more favorable labor quota and labor laws for farming. Because sometimes hiring staff is very expensive in some situations.
Farm owners believe that with strengthened policy and technological support, these urban farms can play an even greater role in Singapore's goals for food security and sustainability. Singapore's 30 by 30 goal, to achieve 30% local food production by 2030, is more than a response to global food security challenges, it's a testament to the potential of urban agriculture. Urban farms like City Sprouts, Bollywood Veggies, Fugo, and Natopia Community Garden are advancing this goal through innovative growing methods and unique community engagement.
So Singapore's 30 by 30 goal talks about producing 30% of our nutritional needs by 2030. It's very important to define this because actually 30% of our nutritional needs, some people think that it's growing more food. The way we look at it is about growing more nutrient-dense food because it's about nutritional needs.
Yeah, the 30 by 30 goal is a very ambitious goal, but it's also very arbitrary. It's not really fixed in like the specific target. So in short, I think it has not worked out. Commercially, it's a failure. Everybody knows. But so what we do is, I don't think this right now, it cannot, definitely what we do in small scale farms cannot supply enough to feed Singapore.
Yes, that is one of the things that is quite questionable to me. Like how can they implement that, but then take away a lot of the farms that grow here.
Each of these farms contributes to this vision in its own way. City Sprouts uses vertical farming and educational programs to bring people closer to their food sources. Bollywood Veggies remains dedicated to organic practices despite challenges with land leases and limited transportation access. Fugo Mushroom Farm leverages advanced moisture control technology to produce nutrient-rich mushrooms locally. And Natopia Community Garden operates as an open, shared space, inviting residents to participate in and learn about local food production, fostering a deeper understanding and support for sustainable farming within the community.
And mushrooms are incredibly nutrient-dense. So I think by using indoor farming techniques and hyper-intensive farming techniques, we are able to contribute to Singapore's goal by growing mushrooms.
But I look at it very long term. Maybe with the education, maybe future architects, when they design new spaces, they can have more substantial rooftop space to be urban farm.
What we do is, we don't really contribute to it, as I mentioned, because we are not a commercial farm, we are more of a show and educational farm. Like garden communities, they will come to our farm and see what we grow, and then they will see how we maintain and stuff like that, and they will use it for their own community gardens. That's one of the way I feel like how we are contributing to the
Together, these urban farms exemplify the role they play in Singapore's journey towards food security. Despite ongoing challenges, with continued policy support and technological innovation, these farm owners believe their efforts go beyond food production. They are nurturing hope for sustainable growth in their communities. As this vision comes to life, Singapore's urban farms will remain deeply rooted in their communities, paving the way for a more secure and sustainable food future.